All right, guys, this week we're going to be talking about what is a sentence and what is not a sentence. We're going to be looking at what are the things that we need in a sentence, and if they don't have those, then there's not a sentence. All right, so the first thing we're going to look at is a simple sentence, okay? Right here, the word simple. That basically means that it only needs two things: a subject, which is your naming part, and a predicate, which is your telling part. So your subject is usually going to be what we call a noun, right? A noun is a person, place, thing, or idea, and then it must tell what that noun is doing, right? Which is the telling part, your predicate. So look at sentence number one. Sam took the bus. So what is my naming part? Well, my naming part is Sam. And what does Sam do? He took the bus. That's the telling. Sentence two. The fish are jumping out of water. That is the subject, right? That's the naming. That's telling me who the sentence is about. It's about the fish. What about the fish? They're jumping out of the water. I love dogs. Well, who's the subject about? I. What about I? Love dogs. Predicate, telling part. Pizza is my favorite. What is the subject? Pizza. What about pizza? Is my favorite. I think my finger is broken. Who is the subject? I. What about I? I think my finger is broken. So these are simple sentences, right? Subjects with the predicate. Notice the words that I circled, those are nouns, right? Sam, fish, I, pizza, I. Nouns are people, places, things, or an idea. A fish is a thing. A pizza is a thing. I, and Sam are persons, right? All right, let's go to the next one. All right, next slide. Any minute now. All right, there we go. Compound sentences. So a compound sentence contains two independent clauses. So basically, what that means on the two independent clauses is it just two sentences that I've put together by a coordinating conjunction. We call those fanboys. Okay, and we're going to talk more about these fanboys. All right, look at this first one. Sam took the bus. Well, that could be one sentence, right? But I add it with another sentence. She walked alone. Now, I can't say Sam took the bus, she walked alone. I need to put one of these right here. We just said fanboy, right? This is a fanboy. And she walked alone. Now I can put these two sentences together. It's like I made them bigger, I made them longer, right? I put 11 fish in the bowl. That could be one sentence, but I want to add it to another one. But I bought 12. So notice that this sentence, I put 11 fish in the bowl, but I bought 12. This right here, I've added it to this sentence, right? I made it longer with a coordinating conjunction but. I love dogs, yet I prefer a cat. Notice that I put this sentence, I love dogs, with this sentence, I'd prefer a cat. I put them together, right? With this coordinating conjunction, yet. Pizza is my favorite. I could have just said that, but I want to add it with another sentence, right? Pizza is my favorite, or I could just eat the sandwich instead. Notice that I added that sentence to it, right? With the coordinating conjunction or. I think my finger is broken, comma. So, can you take me to the hospital? Do you see how I added those two independent clauses together, independent sentences? See that? So, you can actually make your sentences long by using what we call fanboys, okay? These are fanboys right here, okay? And we're going to talk about different fanboys right here. And it all kind of stands for something. So, F is for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. Okay, so that's what fanboy actually stands for. These words right here. All right, let's clear that up and let's go to the next one. All right. Oh, Mischi's having trouble here. All right, let's go to the next one. Sorry, guys. Run on. Run-on sentences. So these are sentences like what the word means. They just keep going and going and going and going, and you don't ever stop. You don't stop for an end mark, like a period, a question mark, or an exclamation. They kind of just keep going on and on. They're missing proper punctuation, or they just don't have any, right, at all. They just like, and you're like, stop, right? So look at number one. Sam took the bus and I took the train. Well, that kind of makes sense, but I'm missing a punctuation. I should have a comma like right here. If I'm gonna put these two sentences together, I need that comma right here, that to show that I'm putting that fanboy right here, right? Look at number two. Sam took the bus, comma, and I took the train, comma, and green eggs taste better than yellow ones. That doesn't make any sense. So that's like a run on. That just like doesn't make any sense. All right, look at the next one. The next one is called a fragment sentence, and it's kind of like what the word is. If you know what a fragment is, this word right here, fragment, this is kind of like a piece, right? The fragments pick up the pieces. So that's exactly what it is. Pieces of sentences. They don't make sense. You don't have a subject, or maybe you don't have the predicate. It just kind of leaves you wondering, like, yeah, so look at the first one. While I was taking the bus, okay, while you were taking the bus, what? You see what I mean? It's left me wondering. Number two, after the storm, well, what else after the storm? I want to know more. What happened after the storm? Did you get hit by lightning? Did you get wet? Did you have what happened, right? Look at number three. Jumped up and down. Well, who jumped up and down? The cat, the dog, you? You left me wondering. That's called a fragment, okay? You don't ever want to leave people wondering. You want to have your whole complete thought, okay? All right, let's go on to the activity now. So this right here is what is a sentence you say grew. So again, a sentence is a complete unit of words in either writing or in a speech with a clear beginning, and it has a full stop. A sentence usually has a subject and a verb. A verb is an action word, right? Tells what the subject is doing. Sentences can state things, they can ask questions, they can give commands, or they can be exclamation. uh, I put two videos in here if you want to see a really cool vocabulary on sentences, or you want to go back over, you're still not getting it. There's a really neat lesson on Khan Academy on sentences. But this is your work right here. So remember that a sentence is a complete thought. It must have a subject, a verb, and a predicate. A sentence must make sense. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to drag and drop in the correct category. If it is a complete sentence, it's going to go over here on the left. If it's not, you're going to put it over here. So you're going to read these right here, and if they make sense, it goes over here. If it doesn't make sense, then it goes over here. Remember, it must have a subject and a predicate. All right. And then finally, it's your turn to practice and show what you know. You're going to click the No Red Ink picture below. This one right here. It's going to take you to No Red Ink. This is a site that we use to help practice our language skills. You're going to need to sign in if you've never signed in before with Google. Let me say that again. You must log in with Google, okay? When you log in with Google, it's gonna ask you, are you a teacher or a student? Please put you're a student, because you don't want to have issues with that. Put you're a student, log in with Google. You're going to need a class code. I'm going to have it here for you. This one, I don't know if it's your class code, because there's three class codes. There's one for my homeroom, for Mr. Pena's, and for Miss Robles's. So please make sure you're looking at your Canvas page for the right class code. This isn't due until Thursday, September 16th. Gentlemen, don't try to rush through this, because this will be a grade, okay, since you've already practiced on this one. This is practice. This is going to be the grade. All right, guys, if you have any questions, please let Miss G know.